Good evening, my fine, gentle listener. I am a messenger, and I have been sent here to depart upon you a tale known as Young Thome and the Fawn, a whimsical and adorable spin-off of What the Fuck Am I Listening To by Joe Finsternis. 10 years prior to the year that piece of shit Paul was birthed into the world, in the fine and auspicious year of 1941, there existed a young man named Thome. He had been raised in the very same orphanage that Paul had been cast into. It had a different name back then. The nuns were not very kind people at all in those years. But Thome persisted to be the polar opposite of them. No matter what situation he ended up in, he always made the best of it, and he was thankful for the few things he still had. One day he was driving along a small and winding road when he suddenly found the necessity in slamming the shit out of the brake. Just on the side of the road, there stood a young, fresh, and precious fawn. How is your day going so far, dear listener? That's good. I'm glad to hear it. The small baby animal was so beautiful. Thome sat enamored and allowed it to pass the road in front of his car. Do not worry. The animal grew to adulthood and eventually passed away in the winter of 1962. Thome left his car in its parked position. He unbuckled his seatbelt. He opened his door. He exited his vehicle. The fresh deer stood on the other side of the road, wondering whether it should run away or if Thome was kind like its parents. Thome knelt down very slowly, saying in a very gentle voice, "Hello there, little fella. You have my permission to opt out now if you wish to do so. Reading the remainder of this terrible tale is merely optional. There are better things you could be doing with your time, and I promise I will not be angry with you." But I can't say the same for him. The fawn stood still as young Thome gently pet its flank. The fawn did not enjoy being touched by him, but it was too nervous to run because it wasn't sure how quick the young man would prove to be. Is this a slow torture for you? Would it make you feel better if I let you know this ends on a happy note? The young man kissed the deer on its neck. It really did not appreciate being touched by his mouth. It was full of rage then. The fawn turned its young neck bones swiftly and bit the stupid young man on the fingers, for it is foolish to directly meddle with nature when it's just minding its own business. 2 of his fingers ended up in the animal's stomach. They tasted very delicious. But the animal was not hungry for this piece of shit excuse of a human being. It then kicked him in the kidney, and then in the face. And then it pranced away and went about its lovely little day, instantly forgetting about him, for it was just a precious baby. Thome's death was very slow. It was very painful. It was not pleasant at all. He seriously regretted the irresponsible decision he'd made. My brain is a broken teapot, and these words will not stop spilling out. These events had absolutely no impact on Paul's existence, but they did happen on the same planet he was birthed into. He still does not know that this happened. The other night, Paul had a dream that he was being chased by a baby fawn that looked precisely like the one that had murdered Thome. Upon awakening the next day, Paul instantly forgot about his nightmare, and if you're wondering about Thome, I just saw him the other day. He is still burning. He is still shrieking. Pan did not appreciate him meddling with one of his innocent affiliates of nature. I hope the rest of your day goes well, my precious listener. I love you.